Hello again, everybody, and welcome to 18 WJTS coverage of Jasper High School basketball here. Tonight, the Wildcats are on the road as they will take on former Big 8 conference rival, now just a regular rival, I guess you could say, the Boonville Pioneers here at Boonville High School Gymnasium. I'm Kerry Schneider along with Jason Stom and Jeremy Marcos on camera. And tonight, like I said, the Wildcats on the road to take on the Pioneers here at Boonville High School. Jason, Wildcats coming off a pair of victories last weekend against Memorial and Gibson Southern, coming in this contest at 4-0.
Yeah, we obviously had a nice weekend last weekend, picked up a couple nice victories there, and as a coaching staff, I'm sure they want to continue to build off of that. That's about what it's about every week, is to get better every game you come out. We got two road games this weekend, had two home ones last weekend, kind of spoiled us, so we're on the road this week. So we'll, Boonville's always a tough place to come play. I mean, it doesn't matter how good we are, how bad we are, or how good or bad they are. Mm-hmm. It's always a tough game when we come here to play.
You got gymnasium that's about halfway full, it looks like, but in a kind of a raucous little student's body across the way, and that's what it's about. Is the atmosphere like that?
Yeah, it is. Boonville, they're not it's not a large student body, but they're very vocal. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were vocal in the JV game.
Yeah.
So that's what high school basketball is about, and that's what makes it fun.
Wildcats, unfortunately, as they hit to this ball game, Jason, are one man short. Is Michael Beekler, we understand, was injured earlier today.
Yeah, I think they said during, I don't know if it was today or this week, during shoot around a little bit, stepped on somebody's ankle, I think, and rolled his. He's walking with crutches and a boot. Could be up to 6 weeks, I think they said, possibly. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Here's the tip-off. It is controlled by the Wildcats. It's Cats with Grant Young, Carter Mundi, and Tanner Ernie at the guards, along with Foley and Heichelbeck, the normal starting lineup for John Gable's ball club. First shot of the game is up and in by Tanner Ernie. The Wildcats are up 2-0.
Boonville come out in its own defense, which was probably expected. We were patient, moved the ball from side to side, and Tanner got a nice open 12, 15-footer.
Pioneers with their first possession. They got Jake Fuller along with Jacob Hydorn, Clay Connor, and Dominique Sharp at the 4 guards set up, and with Cooper Agner at a forward spot this evening. Here's a shot up and no good by number 22, Cooper Agner, and the Wildcats come up with a rebound and quickly up the floor.
Tanner should have took that. He had another couple dribbles and he'd have been at the basket. Gus did a good job of sealing the defensive guy off.
Down low too, Heichelbeck. He missed the shot. And the rebound comes to the Pioneers, and bringing it up the floor is Jake Fuller. Agner back out to Fuller.
They've got some size. They go 6'2", 6'2", 6'2", 6'5", 5'11". So, I mean, they've got a little bit of height in there.
Circling over to the top of the key here on the right wing is Fuller. Finds Agner on the right side as well. Agner will drive into the lane, kick it out, and try to the ball again. The ball is stolen away by the Wildcats. Mundi with it. Mundi top of the key, finds Tanner on the right side. Now Foley inside the circle. He'll take it down the lane, lay it up, and miss the shot. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Nice second effort by Connor Foley. It's 4-0 Jasper.
Connor was aggressive. He caught the ball at the high post, didn't force it, kind of looked around, didn't have anything, and then was able to take a couple dribbles and get to the rim.
Here's a shot inside the lane, up and in by number 5, Clay Connor. Connor has the first 2 points for the Pioneers this evening. It's 4-2. Inside inside 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Heichelbeck down low. Here is Ernie, loses the handle, scramble for the loose ball. The Pioneers come up with it. Agner on the right wing.
That time Tanner probably took 1 or 2 dribbles too many. He got in the inside where there was too many bodies and didn't have anything to do with it.
So Pioneers with the basketball, looking to tie this ball game. It's 4-2 here early on. Here's a long 3, short by Fuller, and the Wildcats pull down the long rebound, quickly pass down the floor to Heichelbeck. Gus puts it up and in, Foley up and in.
Foley did a good job of running the floor, and I believe it was Young found him on a nice bounce pass.
So Foley's got 4 points, 6-2 Jasper. There's a shot, misses, no good. Foley with the rebound, quickly down the floor to Ernie. Ernie deals it up and in. That is number 15, I believe. Yes, number 15, Carter Mundy. He's got his first 2, 8-2 Jasper. So Wildcats attacking the basket here in the outset, Jason.
Yeah, we're being aggressive. We're going to the hole. Again, like we've said in the past broadcast, when a team wants to play a zone defense, one way you can beat that is get down the floor before they have a chance to get down to set it up.
Wildcats come up with the missed shot and the rebound and quickly down the floor, up and in, number 21, Grant Young, and it's timeout Boonville with 4:15 to play here in the first quarter. Jasper 10, Boonville 2. Back after this, Boonville High School, where the Wildcats of Jasper jump out to a 10-2 lead with 4:15 to play. Jason in the first quarter, forcing the Pioneers to call a timeout.
Yeah, we got to stay aggressive. We're off to a good start, and you want to continue that. You got an 8-point lead. You want to maintain that and build on it when you have the opportunity. We're picking them up a little bit full court here to see what happens.
Pioneers coached by Austin Brooks, 15-31 overall in his third year here at Boonville. Of course, John Gable in his 15th season at Jasper, 191 and 137 at JHS. Boonville with the basketball. Here is a shot blocked by Foley, and coming up with it is Carter Mundy. Mundy pulls up, finds Young, top of the key. Here's Ernie to Foley. 3 on the way is off the mark, no good. Rebound Jasper, shot no good. Boonville with the rebound and the basketball. A couple cracks at the basket that time for the Wildcats, but they do come up short. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Jasper leads it 10-2. Here's a shot up and no good. Rebound Connor Foley for the Wildcats. That's shot by Clay Connor.
Jasper's doing a good job of forcing them into taking some bad shots. They're not hitting them because they're not very high percentage shots.
Tanner Ernie tried to find Foley down low, or Heichelbeck down low, but that pass was kicked by Hydorn, and the Wildcats had their first substitution of the night.
Jack Albrand's in for Heichelbeck. With Beekler being out, it's going to kind of screw up their rotation a little bit. Beekler, that would have probably been Beekler in this position for Heichelbeck. So we're going to kind of lose. There's a charge on Foley. We're going to kind of lose a little bit of height, when we have to make that substitution, because Jack's listed at 6 foot, Beekler's at 6'1", so it's not a lot, but Beekler's more of an inside player and Jack's more of an outside player. So,
as Jason mentioned, the player control foul against the Wildcats against number 45 Connor Foley is the first foul of the game. Pioneers with the basketball, still down by 8. Fuller, Agner. Back to Fuller. He'll fire 3 from the corner. It's no good. And coming up with the scramble on the rebound, but it is actually Tanner Ernie. Now Young. Go ahead.
Grant's got to be ready to take that shot or either go to the basket. I was right in line with him.
Ernie takes a long, actually Mundy, I should say, with a long 3-point shot, but comes up short. Here's a shot up and in, this time by Clay Connor, who has his second bucket, so he's got both buckets for the Pioneers here in the first. Almost 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here is Foley, muscles it inside up off the glass and good. Connor Foley with his third bucket.
If he's able to catch that ball at the high post and take a couple dribbles and get to the hole like that, he should be unstoppable.
6 points for Connor. He's got half the Wildcats scoring. 12-4 is our score. Here's a pass stolen away by the Cats. They're on the break. Taking it all the way up off the glass is no good. Is Grant Young, and a whistle, and we have a jump ball and a call. And it looks like the possession will go to Boonville.
We'll take that. I thought I don't know who it was from Jasper, looked like he was over the back of the Boonville player, but we'll take a jump ball in that situation.
Spencer Engler comes in for the Cats, number 23.
He replaces Mundy, and Gus is coming in for Foley.
So Gus Heichelbeck back in the lineup for Jasper. So we got Englert, Allbrand, Ernie. As I said, Englert and Tanner Ernie, Gus Heichelbeck, and Grant Young on the floor for Jasper. Here's a shot, no good. Rebound, Heichelbeck for the Cats. Englert up to Young off the top of the key. Young, one dribble, gives it back to Englert on the right side. Down low, Heichelbeck. Gus muscles it up and in. Gus Heichelbeck with his first bucket.
It's a nice pass by Ernie. Ernie moves inside now with this lineup that we have in there. Tanner's kind of playing the other big. Caught the ball at the high post, made a nice bounce pass into Gus.
Connor with it out in the backcourt for the Pioneers. To Agner. Number 12, new face of the game. I didn't catch him come in earlier. That is Mason Gladish. Shot is no good. Rebound, Wildcats. Up and in, or up, no good. Heichelbeck with the tip, no good. Gets a rebound. Three from the top of the key by Englert is no good. Cats another offensive rebound, the whistle. And the foul is going to be called.
I believe Hydorn's going to pick that up. Yeah, number 11.
So Jacob Hydorn picks up the first foul for Boonville, only the second in the ball game. And that'll send Tanner Ernie to the line with a pair of free throws. He's got 2 points to his credit thus far. First one is no good.
Carter Mundi come in for Grant Young.
So Mundi back in the lineup. Tanner Ernie with his second shot coming. He missed the first. He's got 2 points, looking for his third. And he will get it this time. 3 points for Tanner. 8 seconds. 15-4 our score. Here's a shot up and around, no good. Rebound Englert, throws it down the floor, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter of play. Jasper 15 and Boonville 4. Back after this here on 18 WJTS. For the Wildcats heading to the second quarter against the Pioneers, leading 15-4.
Yeah, like we said there, we got off to a good start. We kind of continued that. We build off. I think at that time we had an 8-point lead. Now we've built it up to 11-point lead. And that's what you got to do in a game like this. You can't come out now and relax because you're playing well and you've got a good lead. You got your foot on their throat. You got to keep it on there and keep going after them.
So the Cats will have the basketball to start the second quarter. Young with it. And again, top of the key. Allbrand back on the floor to start the second quarter. Here's a three on the way, in and out, no good by Mundi. Connor Foley gets the rebound and the basket, and we got a whistle.
I think they're going to get Jasper for a delay of game.
That's just to be a warning, I guess, they'll assess against Jasper.
Foley kind of, after the ball went through the bucket, he kind of messed with it, and that's the official stopped it. So.
Okay, so Foley with his 8th point, by the way, leads all scorers in this contest. 17-4 is the score. We kind of talked about during the break there, Boonville kind of with the struggles this year, only 2-3, and they're both victories against once against North Posey to start the season. Here's a shot up and in by Clay Connor. He's got all 6 points for the Pioneers. They picked up their second victory of the year just Tuesday night against Pike Central, 51-45.
Yeah, and they've played Balsey, and I'm not sure who else they've played that were kind of tough games for them.
Down low is Foley, turns, gets a bump, and then puts it up and in, and Connor Foley has his 10th point already.
He'll have his way inside tonight if he stays aggressive like that. He might have got by with a bump there, but
It's be a big night for he and Heichelbeck to take advantage of the size factor.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Not so much on the height, but mostly on the girth.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Lose the hand, lost his footing. And then, of course, with the basketball now is Sharp down to Connor. Connor puts a shot up, no good. Jasper with the basketball.
That's a bad entry pass. I mean, it looked like he threw it right to him.
Yeah, Mundy did throw right to the turnover against the Wildcats, a whistle, and an offensive foul against the Pioneers, as they say. Cooper Agner actually going in with the body. So Agners will pick up his first, and this is the second team foul against Boonville. Only the third overall foul in this ball game. Jake Fuller will come back in for the Boonville Ball Club.
That's not a foul you expect to get called on yourself, on your team when you're at home, but from the Jasper standpoint, we'll take that.
19-6, the Wildcats lead. With a chance to add a little more. Still 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Albrand thought of the three, I believe.
It was Mundy.
Or Mundy, my bad.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mundy in the contest. Albrand's over on the left side. Here is Gus Heichelbeck with a shot up and in. Gus picks up his second bucket. He's got 4. 21-6, Jasper.
They can't even, I mean, they're struggling just to make entry passes, just even try to get into their offense.
Fuller down low, double team now. He tries to, well, he was looking for, looked like number 13 for the Pioneers, Eli Smith, but Smith was going down low, and Pioneers with another turnover.
Venture to say Boonville may have more turnovers than they have points at this stage of the game.
I think that's safe to say. 21-6, Jasper leads. Down low to Heichelbeck. Gus deals it out to Young, who fires the three and nails it.
Good thing nobody was watching Connor Foley but me, because he was in the 3-second lane for about 7 seconds that time.
Grant Young. Meanwhile, Grant Young picks up his 5th point.
And he comes up with the steal.
And with the steal, and Young will deal it to Ernie. Ernie is cut off. Now we'll kick it back. Look to find, actually there he is. Then Albrand, or actually Young, and then here's Heichelbeck. And a whistle. And a foul against the Pioneers.
That high post is open all night. Connor did a couple times, got the ball there and did a good job of getting to the basket. Right there, Gus got it and went straight to the basket. So
Jacob Hydorn checks in for Boonville. Cats with the basketball, leading 24-6. Here's Heichelbeck, up, no good. Rebound, Dominique Sharp for the Pioneers, and they'll bring it up the floor. So Sharp with the basketball. He circles top of the key. Fuller. Hydorn to Agner. Agner was looking for a shot, could not get it. The opportunity. Sharp down low, up and in to Cooper Agner for his first 2. 24-8 Boonville with 4 minutes to play in the second quarter.
anytime you make a team play defense for an extended period of time like they did there, you know, you have that opportunity that their defense is going to break down.
Here's a shot no good by the Wildcats, and long rebound comes to Grant Young. So Jasper leads it 28-4.
One thing that we haven't talked much about is when teams play zone defense, it's very hard to block out because you don't have a man to block out. You have to find somebody to block out, and right now they're not doing a very good job of that, and Jasper's doing a very good job of keeping the ball alive after the first initial shot.
So the Wildcats will continue the possession of the basketball. Foley, Ernie. And here's Bundy.
Now they're in a man-to-man coming out of here, so that somebody should, yeah.
And now as Foley finds Tanner Ernie for the basket, he's got his 5th point. 26-8, Jasper with the lead. Agner takes it up, no good. Rebound, Wildcats. They'll bring it up the floor, Jay. As Jasper again just aggressively moving it.
Yeah, we pushed it. There was nothing there, so now they pull it back out, and they're just going to be patient and run their offense. Be happy with that.
Ernie cross courts it to Mundi. Mundi pops a three and nails it.
That's open on that skip pass all night long. They don't do a very good job of closing out on him. 5
points for Carter Mundi. 2.5 minutes to play, 29-8. Here's a three that's short, and Heichelbeck battles for it, and actually Foley comes up with it this time. And then the Cats with Grant Young bringing the basketball across midcourt.
Boonville switched to a man-to-man now, so we'll see how that transpires for them. But there's no way they can handle Foley and Heichelbeck inside if we're patient.
Down low, Ernie up and in.
We're just doing whatever we want right at this point. I mean, we're doing a good job of it, but they just got no answer, and we're backdooring, we're making good cuts, and the guys are wide open.
10 points for the Wildcat backcourt tonight so far. Here's a three on the way. Off the glass, he banked it in. Number 13, Eli Smith. So Eli Smith off the glass, off the bench, off the glass.
That's a tough bank shot from there.
31-11. Cats up by 20. A minute and a half to play. Heichelbeck up and in. Gus Heichelbeck.
I mean, he's got that Smith guarding him, and Smith's listed at 6'2", but I don't know if he's that tall, but I guarantee Gus has got quite a bit of girth on him.
6 points for the Wildcat big man. Here's another three from the corner by Smith, this time no good. Under a minute to play, Jasper with the basketball, leading at 33-11. 22-point advantage. .43 seconds. Ernie loses the handle. Deals it out. Three on the way, no good. Foley up and in, good.
He just has his way in there. He's just bigger and stronger. And he's doing a very good job of using his body to shield off the defense.
Cats with it again on the missed shot by the Pioneers. Here is Young, Armundi, I should say, actually, lost the handle as he went up for the shot. In the lineup for Boonville is Clay Connor along with Gladish. Jack Albrand checks back in for the Cats for the last 15 seconds to go here in the half. Whistle. They called 5 seconds. That was a rather quick five.
That was a quick five.
That was an awfully quick five. Yeah. About a 3.5 second call against the Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm going to say no more than 4.
So the Pioneers will have the last crack at the basket. They trail 35-11. And a steal by the Wildcats. Here is Young, takes it up and in. And that will be the end of the first half of play with a score Jasper 37, Boonville 11. As Grant Young picks up his 5th, 6th, 7th point of the contest, Jason. Not exactly one of the prettiest ball games we've seen this year. Obviously a big advantage for the Cats as they lead by 16 at the half.
Yeah, throw out what the scoreboard looks like. I think we're playing pretty decent. I think that we're taking care of the basketball. We're running transition if we have it. If we don't have it, we're smart enough to pull it back out and set up our offense and run that. We're doing a pretty good job of utilizing the things that are being given to us for this game with Gus and Connor inside, being able to have their way with things. And then we're doing a fairly good job of playing the inside-outside game. We get the ball inside to the two bigs in there. They're looking to turn and hit one of the guys on the outside shot, whether it be Mundi, Young, Albrand, whoever. getting those guys shots by throwing the ball inside. So I think from that standpoint, the coaching staff's got to be fairly pleased with the way the first halves went. But you know how it is as a coach, you're always going to find some kind of negative. You have to. I mean, you just do. So I think, you know, they'll have some things they'll be wanting to work on here at halftime. So.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I was just going to bring that up before you mentioned it at the end. Yeah, there's always things you got to look at that you want to work on, and what could that be right now for the Wildcats?
Oh, you know, from the coaching standpoint, you know, they may not be pleased with something on the defensive end, whether it's blocking out, whether it's help side defense, whatever it might be down here. On the offensive end, you know, they may want more movement. You know, like I said, that one time I watched Connor, and Connor stood and I'm not kidding. He was in the 3-second lane in the middle of it for at least 5 or 6 seconds. Mm-hmm. So not only the fact that could have been called 3 seconds, but it's the fact that they're standing around. So I think, you know, coach may get on them, hey, we got to keep moving, move. You're hard to guard when you're moving. You're easy to guard when you stand still. Not
exactly, obviously, you want to run the score up or anything like that,
no.
But you want to stay aggressive. Obviously, you don't want to let your guard down. You want to still play a solid, intense ball game, despite the difference here at halftime.
I think you come out the second half, you know, and you go with your guns to start the second half and the third quarter, and you see how that shakes out. Try to improve on some of the things that you voiced in halftime. And after that, see where it's at in the fourth quarter, and then you can start to let some of these other guys, you know, have some time.
Take a quick look at the scoring here at halftime for Jasper. Gus Heichelbeck has 6 points, 5 points for Carter Mundy. And we have Tanner Ernie and Grant Young, 7 points apiece. Connor Foley leads the Cats with 12 points. Boonville has Eli Smith with a three-pointer at 3 points. 2 points for Cooper Agner, and 6 points for Clay Connor. Clay Connor with 6 points for the Pioneers, who trailed the Wildcats by a score of 37-11 here at halftime. We'll have the second half for you right after this here on 18 WJTS. Back at Boonville High School, where the Wildcats and Pioneers are set to start off the second half of play. Jasper leading at 37-11. Both teams with their original starting lineups to start the second half. Fuller, Agner, Hydorn, Connor, and Sharp for the Pioneers, who will have the basketball to start the half. Jasper with their starting five of Gus Heichelbeck, Connor Foley, Grant Young, Carter Mundy, and Tanner Ernie, who, again, for John Gable's Ball Club to start the second half. Jasper leads at 37-11. Boonville with the basketball to start the second half. Fuller inside the circle. Finds Agner. Agner down low, up, and the shot is no good by Dominique Sharp, and the Wildcats with the basketball for their first time this half.
Got lucky there. They had a nice back cut. They just didn't finish it after they got the ball right at the basket. But we just need to be patient, run our offense.
Foley holds it in the backcourt. Ernie.
Boonville's in a man-to-man, so there's no way that right here this is a mismatch.
Yeah, and he was first getting double teamed, and he throws a pass intended for Tanner Ernie. It's stolen away. No shot or no basket as the foul is called on the floor. So foul will be called against the Wildcats. I think only 3 fouls in the first half, Jason, and we're interested to see if that's changes here in the second half, as we already have our first foul with Ernie picking up his first team foul of the second half. Here's a shot up and in by number 23, Jake Fuller, for his first two. 37-13.
We got to get the ball inside to Connor and Gus and play inside, outside. See, we're standing around a lot. We need to move.
Here's a shot by Ernie, is around no good. Rebound Pioneers. Fuller brings it up, and now he deals it to Clay Connor. Connor puts a shot up and a whistle, and a foul would be called against the Wildcats.
I believe Ernie's going to pick that up.
So if that's the case, Tanner Ernie picks up 2 quick fouls to start the second half. Officials still discussing who the foul actually was on, it looks like. Offensive foul. They call an offensive foul instead.
That's ridiculous. I mean, they had no idea what they were going to call. I mean, both teams were lined up for a free throw, And the next thing you know, the official changed it. I mean, you got to make a decision and stick with it.
So the foul will go against Clay Connor. Scoreboard shows it's his second. I only have him for one, so apparently 2 fouls against the Pioneer guard. 37-13 Jasper with the basketball. Down low, Foley loses the handle. Whistle, and a foul is going to be called, looks like on number 11, Jacob Hydorn, perhaps. We'll see. Or is it 23, actually? Jake Fuller with his first. Second team foul against Boonville. Here's a shot, no good. Rebound up and in by Connor Foley for his 14-point. 39-13. Jasper with the 16-point advantage, or 26-point advantage, excuse me.
Boonville had a nice halftime ceremony. They honored their girls fast pitch team that won the state title this past year.
Here's a 3-point shot by Clay Connor for his 9th point of the game. 39-16 is the score. On the other end, 3-point shot is no good by number 15 for the Cats, Carter Mundy. And in fact, it goes over the backboard, and the Pioneers will have the possession.
Mundy's struggling a little bit with his shot this year. It's kind of surprising, kind of shocking to me because he's a good shooter. You know, I mean, he got hot one game where he hit quite a few, but, you know, I mean, he hit some throughout the course of the game, but like that one, he was open, just missed it.
Pioneers with the basketball. Down low, could not, number 3 for the Pioneers, Dominic Sharp could not quite get the handle of the basketball. Here's Mundy for another 3. This one's long. Fight for the rebound. Boonville comes up with it.
2 guys had it, Jasper or Heichelbeck and Foley both had it and
yes.
fought over it.
And then here's a steal by the Cats. Ernie all the way, misses a shot, but he's fouled from behind. Looks like by number 5, Clay Connor. If that's the case, that will be his 3rd. Now the officials discussing what are they going to call on this one?
I don't know what there can even be. Oh.
They're calling an intentional foul.
That's just, I mean, he looked like he was off balance and just kind of.
You know, unless it's totally obvious, call it, but there's no question.
That's
I mean, it's on our favor, sure, but you got to get it right.
Yeah, that's a bad call. I mean, the kid didn't do any harm, didn't mean to do any harm, kind of was stumbling, and I don't know.
So 2 shots coming here, and the first one misses by Tanner Ernie. And then the Cats will have the basketball. This one rolls around and falls through for his 8th point. 40-16, under 5 minutes to play. Clay Connor does pick up his 3rd in the contest, 3rd in the second half for the Pioneers. And Jasper will have the basketball inbounding from underneath their basket. Is Grant Young to Mundy, down to Foley, lose the handle. Down low to Heichelbeck. Gus muscles, puts it up the glass and in. Heichelbeck with his 8th. (42-16). 4.5 to play in the 3rd. Pioneers with the basketball. Agner drives down lane, loses the handle. Cats come up with it. Here's Tanner with it. Left side to Mundy. Back to Ernie. Grant Young with the basketball now. Finds Heichelbeck up and in.
I mean, they've got no answer for that. You know, I mean, we've said that all day, all night.
Heichelbeck joins Connor Foley in double figures now with 10 points. 44-16 is our score with 3:45 to play in the 3rd. And a whistle. A foul is going to be called against the Wildcats.
Albrand's going to come in for Heichelbeck. Nope, Mundy.
Mundy picks up the foul. And he will take a seat, as Jason mentioned. Jack Albrand now in the lineup for the Cats. Here's a three off the left wing, off the mark, no good by Jacob Hydorn. And coming up with the basketball is the Pioneers with Fuller to Agner. Fuller drives to the baseline, finds Jacob Hydorn, who misses the shot. And up the floor come the Wildcats. Grant, and down low to Heichelbeck. Foley inside the circle. Connor drives the lane, scoops a shot up, no good. And rebound comes to Jake Fuller for the Pioneers. He'll throw it up the floor to Dominic Sharp. Sharp drives, tries to find, here's Agner.
We've gotten beat a lot tonight on back cuts. I think that's probably one thing that Coach Gable probably, one of the stressing points that he'll try to talk to them about. But, we're fortunate that they haven't been able to finish. They get the back cut, they get the ball to them, and then they can't finish when they get close to the rim.
Jack Albrand picks up the foul, as going to the line is Jake Fuller, who misses the first of two. And it looks like we got number 53 for the Cats, Cameron Howard, into the ball game. We talked about Cameron possibly, obviously, as filling in a little bit more with the loss of Michael Beekler. Howard only played, I think you said, 3 quarters, or
he played half of the JV game tonight. I think he normally plays 3 quarters or 4 in the JVs, and tonight I think they held him out of the second half as he hits the second one. But I think they held him out so that for a little insurance in case Heichelbeck or Foley got in foul trouble. But now with this lead, I think they're going to go ahead and get him some minutes in there.
So Fuller hits the free throw the second time on the second shot. And here is Howard up and in on his first touch of the game.
He's another big body in there. He's tall. He's, he doesn't have the weight behind him that Gus and them do. But, Howard goes 6'5", so.
6'5" junior, as Jason mentioned, 46-17, Jasper with the lead. Here's a shot up, no good. Rebound. Shot is missed this time by Mason Gladish. And Jasper with the basketball. Spencer Englert in the contest now as well with Howard. And there's Howard with the basketball. Now deals it out to Albrand. Jack now on the right wing. Foley hits the deck. Albrand's shot is no good. Scramble for the loose ball and a whistle. Guess we'll have a jump ball called.
I don't know. Nobody
they didn't make the signal, but what are you going to call there in that case? A foul? Yes, they are calling a foul.
I don't know how you call
it. They calling it on Howard? No, Foley.
I don't know how you do that. That referee blew his whistle before guys were even down there to the ball. It was like, really? I don't get it.
Regardless, the second foul against Foley, 14 foul for the Cats. Boonville has the basketball, trailing at 46-17. Hydorn with it, hands it off to Sharp. Sharp with the shot, no good. Rebound comes to Connor Foley for the Wildcats. He'll deal it to Young. 1:10 to play in the third.
Get it inside, he was open.
Spencer Englert with Howard. Albrand kind of a high pass, a little wide, and Jack had a hard time bringing it down. As a result, falls out of bounds, loses the basketball, and the Pioneers will get it on the turnover. Foley and Grant Young will take a rest.
Howard did what he's supposed to do there. He's supposed to catch that and look to the opposite side, which he did, but he made a bad errant pass. He threw it over the top of him.
Was there a foul called here? Or?
No, they called it technical, I think.
On Jasper?
On somebody I saw the referee motion like somebody slammed the ball down. I don't know. These guys I don't know what the deal is with this officiating crew tonight, but they're playing, or they're officiating up to about the par of the game.
Okay.
It's just.
Well, Jake Fuller will have 2 shots. He missed the first one. Second on the way is good, actually. And he's got 3. It's 46-18. Jasper with the lead. Boonville will have the basketball.
They got Foley listed on the board for 3 fouls, so I don't know.
So that must have been on him because he did pick up the one before, so Foley must have. For Connor, that's his second technical this year. He picked up one down at up at Lagodi a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So Boonville with the basketball, 47 seconds. Here's a 3, short, no good. Heichelbeck with the rebound. Cats on the attack. Englert, actually Mundi, I should say, then to Englert. Allbrand.
Missed Mundi missed Heichelbeck. He was wide open on the low post. Those guys, those inside guys work hard, and as guards, you gotta reward them when they're open. Get them the ball.
Allbrand on the right side finds Gus. Jack for 3, got it. Jack Allbrand with his first bucket of the night. He's got 3 points on the 3-point shot. 49-18 to score. Under a second left, and the shot is no good at the buzzer. That brings us to the end of the third quarter of play with the score Jasper 49, Boonville 18. Back with the fourth quarter right after this here on 18 WJTS. Back at Boonville, Jasper will have the basketball. They had the lead, 49-18, which of course happens from the outset, but is now 49-18. Jasper, we start the fourth quarter, Jason. And
Boonville looks like they're going to try to trap. They're lined up in like a 1-2-2 where they'll get the ball to the wing and then trap, I thought, and then they're not trapping. So,
well, they still have Howard as a big man down low. Otherwise, they got looks like a four guard lineup there.
Yeah, they got a little smaller lineup. They only got one big in there with Howard, kind of like they did a while ago. They got Ernie on the inside now. There was a nice pass by Allbrand, I believe.
Right, he tried to find Englert down low. Spencer is going to be fouled, though, so he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Englert's yet to score in this contest. Englert's first shot is around no good. Bugaboo for the Cats this year, Jay, has been
I was just sitting here thinking, in games like this, you try to look at things that, you need to do better, and obviously free throw shooting again tonight is another one, or is,
this time this one falls. The Cats actually 2, 3 of 6 from the line tonight.
In a game like this, that obviously, no brainer, that doesn't affect the outcome, but close games it does.
50-18 to score. Boonville with the basketball. Here's a 3 on the way, no good. Long rebound comes to Englert. Spencer will take it all the way, puts a shot up, no good, but he's going to be fouled. He will be fouled by number 13, Eli Smith, for his first. Both teams with 5 team fouls now here in the second half. Englert will go to the line once again. He's 1 for 2 from the line here in the fourth quarter. He'll have 2 shots coming. First one is short. Jasper 3 of 7 from the line this evening. We got a looks like Grant Young back in the lineup for the Cats.
For Mundi.
Or Mundi, excuse me.
No,
Young was in it for Mundi. Yeah. Second one does fall this time for Englert. He's got 2 points on 2 of 4 shooting from the line. Pioneers with the basketball. Agner drives it against Englert. Smith back to Agner. Gladish. Connor. Boonville's looking to burn some time off the clock, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Play more on the defensive.
They're working on their offensive set, I think. We'll go with that.
Here's a shot from the baseline, is no good. Rebound Wildcats. Here's Howard all the way up and in.
Big guy did a good job of running the floor. He somebody else got the rebound. He took off, and we did a nice job of finding him, hitting him for a layup.
Here's Cameron Howard with 4 points. 6 minutes to play, and the shot is up and in by Clay Connor. Connor with his 11th point, the lead of the Pioneers in scoring this evening. 11 of their 20 points tonight. Cat's going to work the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, we don't need to be in any hurry.
Obviously not. No, not when, not when you're with a
Anyway,
not with a 33-point lead and 5.5 to play.
Especially if they're not going to come out and guard you. I mean, now he is, but there before they were. Coach Gable's got a whole army, looks like, down there getting ready to check in.
Basketball falls out of bounds. It'll belong to the Pioneers. A couple of players for the Wildcats check it for the first time, and that is number 25, Charlie Cabrick.
Cabrick's in.
And 43.
Bradley's in.
Drew Bradley.
And
those were the only two I saw come in for Jasper.
And I just noticed that it is a running clock now. Because during that possession there, when the ball went out of bounds, they didn't shut it off. So I guess 30-point lead, maybe it switches to a running clock. I'm not sure.
I was not aware of that rule, to be honest.
I don't either. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was up to the coaches and the teams as to when you do that, but I'm not sure.
Nonetheless, they will let it run, and the Boonville Pioneers, trailing by 33, have the basketball. And near steal for the Cats. And a whistle. And yes, the clock stopped there, at least on the foul. As number 33 for the Wildcats now in the contest, looks like Corbin Bagley.
Maybe the guy forgot to turn it off a while ago. No, it's running now.
So Corbin Bagley in the lineup, 6'1" junior. 4 minutes to play. 53-20 is the score. Boonville with the basketball. Connor leads all scorers for the Pioneers, misses that one altogether.
I did notice that the freshmen were supposed to play down here tonight too, and I saw where the freshman game got canceled, and I looked at the Boonville's JV roster, and I can see why, because they've got like 7 freshmen on their JV team.
Okay.
So
that makes
I'm
sense.
assuming that's why they don't even have a JV or a freshman team, possibly.
That is a factor there.
Yeah.
3.5 to play. Cats in no hurry. Here's a 3, except for that shot by 3 on the way, and misses, no good.
It's not the shot you're really looking to shoot. I mean,
Corbin Bagley from the corner, and a whistle and a foul down low. Looks like that's going to go against
Bradley, I believe. Yeah. Yep, now it's a bonus. Although it shows 6, there they just put up the 17 foul. Now the clock stops, so I'm not sure how they're doing this or what they're doing, but I guess it's start it, stop it when you want. I'm not sure as he hits the first one.
Okay, so at the line for Boonville is number 12, Mason Gladish. You say he hit the first. I was actually fixing something on my score sheet. Misses that one.
Yep.
Gladish with his first point of the game.
Boonville's only got 1 senior on their team.
So a young ball club for the Pioneers of Coach Austin Brooks. 2:40 to play.
If I'm not mistaken, I think a lot of these guys played last year, sophomores too. So I mean, they've been young for a while.
Cats are going to run the clock down a little bit more before they look for any kind of shot. And here's a scoop shot up and in by Bradley, I believe. Englert. So Spencer Englert, this 4th point. Steal by the Cats. Allbrand will bring it up. Charlie Cabrick now with it, top of the key. Bagley. Wildcats will on their way to their 5th victory of the season. Boonville will fall to 2-4. Cats will go ahead and assess this one for a little bit before they get ready for Corydon Central tomorrow night. Cats will travel to Corydon to take on the Panthers. Here's a pass stolen away with a minute and a half to play. Shot is up, no good, and the foul will be called on the Wildcats.
Yeah, Jack tried to force that inside. You know, with the lead you have and all that, you just need to make passes around, running your offense, and if you end up with a layup, fine, but don't try to force anything.
Bagley picks up the foul. And going to the line to shoot 2 will be Cooper Agner, and he misses the first. Agner with 4 points. Albrand comes out.
Who came in, Howard?
I believe Howard was the man that came in for him, yes. Saw him walking back, running that direction. I wasn't sure if he was coming or not. So this is was that a 1-and-1? I believe they're calling now it's a 1-and-1. They're just now realizing the 1-and-1 shot as he missed the first one, no question about it. Never mind.
Well, they had a substitution that a guy, they threw the ball to the guy shooting the free throw, and a guy that was on the line or on the lane just took off running. And I'm not sure. This is one of these games where you think it's like a full moon outside or something because there's just a lot of crazy stuff going on.
It's a full moon's behind a lot of clouds. This is a dreary, rainy night in southern Indiana.
So you won't even know if
we'll never know. The only thing that's going to give us any ideas what we're seeing in this gym tonight.
Yeah, and it's definitely different.
Kabrick loses it off his foot. Clock will continue to run under a minute. I have to ask the coach, whichever coach we see at halftime, the rule is on a running clock, if there is one, or if it's a discretion or what.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how that.
Of course, in high school football, it's when the score reaches 35 points.
Yeah, and see, I thought maybe that's the way it was here.
Yeah.
You know, once it got to a certain point, it's just a given that it's a running clock. But they were starting and stopping it whenever, kind of like when they wanted to. I don't know.
55-21. Here's a 3 up and in by number 43, Drew Bradley. So Bradley nails a 3-pointer. First points of the game. 59-21. Shot no good. Rebound Jasper. 14 seconds to go, and the Cats will run it down. So the Cats will walk away from Boonville tonight with a 58-21 victory. Handily over the Pioneers tonight, Jason. Here's the buzzer. Jasper 58, Boonville 21 is your final. Not really. I don't know where you start exactly in a ball game like this. I mean, obviously Boonville is young, as you mentioned. They only have one senior, and a lot of these kids, though they did play last year, but obviously not the most talented Boonville ball club that Wildcats face tonight.
No, they weren't. You know, normally when you come down here, you have a dog fight, like we talked in the pregame. Tonight, obviously, that wasn't the case. You know, and not to take anything away from the way we played. You know, I thought we had some bright spots, but I think, you know, some of their downfall outweighed our bright spots a little bit. They're going to have a long season, I believe. Like I said, they did do some nice things. I mean, they had some nice back cuts and they got the ball, but they couldn't finish when they did. You know, from our standpoint, as a coach, you know, you don't like to see your players getting back cut that much for easy shots. But you know, like I said, moving forward, you know, you just take this, you enjoy your bus ride home. You come in the morning, you do a little shoot around. You talk about what Corydon's going to do that night, tomorrow night. So, you know, you got to get back on the bus tomorrow night, make another fairly long bus trip, get to Corydon. You got to show up ready to play. You know, as broadcasters, we don't know a lot about Corydon. I'm sure the coaching staff has watched, you know, film on their games.
Well, that takes away my next question. I was going to say, what if you knew much about the Panthers? But still, but one thing you pointed out, you know, obviously, you know, you got to come in still sharp tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Saturday. and you're going to have, you have the little Saturday routine and whatnot. But you had a game like tonight. Obviously, it didn't leave you much to go by.
No.
But still, tomorrow night you're going to down to Harrison County to a unfamiliar territory in which I don't know. I guess the question I'm trying to say is, how do you stay focused?
I don't know. That the coaches will do a good job of that. They'll come in tomorrow morning and they'll have a game plan. Hey, this is what they're going to do. They'll go through what kind of offense they run. They'll go through what kind of defense they run, whether it's man-to-man, whether the half-court trap, what they do. They'll go over all that in the morning. So the coaches will have the guys prepared. They'll have them aware of what's going to happen that night. And tomorrow night's a new night. Nothing from tonight carries over to tomorrow. We win by 37 tonight. Well, that doesn't matter tomorrow night. The score starts at 0-0. You got to come ready to play, and if you don't, you're gonna walk out of that gym with a loss. And I don't know, but I'm guessing that Jasper may never have played at Corden in their gym that I'm aware of.
Not my recollection either. I've obviously been around the Jasper program for over 30-some years, off and on, but I have no recollection of us even playing Corden before last year.
No, when I played in the mid '80s, we never played them. So that's going to be kind of neat to go to a new gym that we've never been to and get to experience that. But as a coach, the season's about getting better every time out. Mm-hmm. Did we get better tonight? Yeah, you won by 37, but that doesn't matter. Did you get better? Did we, and I'm sure as a coaching staff, things in practice this week that they harped on, whether it was help side defense, whether it's on ball defense, whether it's moving on offense, whatever it is, whatever that selling point was this week, did we get better at doing that tonight? And if we did, then that's great. Okay. You get the win, but that's not as important as getting better.
Well, needless to say, that's the bottom line, is getting better night after night. So the Wildcats come in, we'll wrap up this evening with improving the record of 5-1, while Boonville falls to 2-4 for Jasper. Take a look at the scoring tonight. Drew Bradley off the bench with 3 points, 4 points for Cameron Howard and Spencer Englert also off the bench. Jack Allbrand with 3. And then, of course, Tanner Ernie with 8, 5 points for Carter Mundy. Grant Young with 7, and then Wildcats led down low by 10 points for Gus Heichelbeck and Connor Foley with 14 to take advantage of their, we mentioned earlier, take advantage of their girth against this Pioneer Ball Club.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Gus and Connor did a nice job inside tonight, but again, they were overmatched. The guys that were trying to guard them were well overmatched. So we turn the page and get ready to play again tomorrow.
Clay Connor with 11, 4 points for Jake Fuller. Cooper Agner with 4, 1 point for Mason Glanish, and Eli Smith with 3 for Boonville this evening, who fall to Jasper by the score of 58-21. And I'll tell you what, we'll just leave it right here. It looks like we have at least one of the coaches coming up. Leppy, Caleb. Okay, we got Caleb Begley, junior varsity coach for the Cats, will be joining us this evening. Caleb, thanks a lot for being here with us tonight, bud.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, we'll go ahead and start off, and of course, a little bit here with the varsity game. Not much really to assess on this. Boonville, obviously a team that's struggling a little bit and is going to have a long year, but they are young. They only had one senior. Jason was quick to point out to me towards the end of the game, and let's just kind of give me a little assessment of what you feel with this varsity game tonight first.
Yeah, our approach to the game defensively was really good. That's something we were focused on yesterday in practice of, making them shoot difficult shots. And I thought we did a really good job of that, not giving up any layups, especially really the whole game. They didn't really get a whole lot easy. And, you can kind of tell when we're playing that hard and you're locked in defensively, it kind of kills their spirit when they're just, they can't get open, they can't get good shots. It's hard to overcome that, and we're really proud of the way we took the floor with our defensive effort, and then our offense just follows along with that theme.
Well, I'll tell you, speaking of the offense, I mean, you were able to definitely take advantage, even though Boonville still had their own height, but we had a little more of the girth down low with Foley and Heichelbeck, and we were able to take advantage of that with Connor finishing with 14 and Gus with 10 down low.
Yeah, absolutely. Those two guys probably played one of the better games they've played against the zone. Connor did a great job on the glass. I think he had about 13 rebounds. But, when those two guys are locked in and they're moving and they're engaged in what's going on, they're tough. And we did a good job feeding them the ball in the post. And but again, it goes back to their defensive effort. And those guys are, when Gus and Connor are engaged defensively, it then follows along with them on the offensive side. And they did a really nice job tonight.
Carter Mundi finished with 7 points, as did with Tanner Ernie with 8 from the backcourt, and 5 for Mundi. Yes, I'm sorry, Grant Young, I should say, with 7, and Tanner with 8. 8 and 5 for Mundi. But I guess what I'm getting at is kind of a good swing on here from your backcourt too.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Grant Young does so many little things that don't really go noticed. I think he had somewhere around 7 or 8 rebounds tonight, and he just does a really good job of playing at his speed and his tempo and getting guys shots when they're open. And Carter, he didn't shoot the ball probably as well as what he normally does, but he does, again, especially he demands a lot of attention from the other team. So, he's got to keep being aggressive. And then Tanner, he's done a good job of taking good shots. He knows his capabilities. He knows what he's good at, and he does a good job of sticking with what he's good at.
And you knew, obviously, you're going to get a little more time for some of your bench tonight. And you got, let's see, of course, looks like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points off the bench this evening from some players obviously working to it some times in the likes of Howard and Englert and even looks like Drew Bradley with 3 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see Jack, make a shot there in the second half. And he's one of those guys that we've been, working with, trying to get him going to knock a few shots down. But good to see some of those guys get some time, especially some of those juniors like Drew and Corbin and Charlie getting some time in there. And then Cameron Howard as well. Cameron plays really hard. He does a nice job defensively. And it's fun to watch those guys get out there and compete. It's fun to watch Drew step in and make a shot there in the varsity game.
Talk about the injury with Michael Beekler. Obviously, looks like you're going to be missing him for a little time to come.
Yeah, he rolled his ankle the other day in practice earlier this week, and just kind of dealing with a high ankle sprain. And we were glad that it wasn't more severe because he was in some pain. But he's working with Rodney Crawford and the other trainers, and hoping to have him back, early in the new year.
Okay, we're going to quickly give me a little rundown on your JV squad up to this point.
Yeah, we picked up a win tonight. It wasn't the prettiest of wins. We were down. I think we were down 4 at halftime. Just didn't come out with a whole lot of energy and enthusiasm in the second half. We picked it up a little bit, did a better job finding guys in the post. These guys are, got a handful of 3 or 4 juniors playing, and then 3 or 4 sophomores and a freshman. So they're still kind of finding their way together. So we'll just continue to work and get better.
That's right. Fantastic. Quick look at Corydon Central for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think they're somewhat similar. They play really hard. They're somewhat similar to Boonville as far as their size. But we've seen them a couple times, and they play really hard, and that's going to be – they're pretty physical, so we've got to make sure if we take the same approach defensively like we took tonight, we'll give ourselves a pretty good chance. But, they're definitely a capable team. They've got some good players, and they're going to play hard at home.
Jay, I tell you what, thank you very much for your time tonight, Caleb. Congratulations on another win tonight, and best of luck tomorrow night against Corydon.
Thank you.
Okay, junior varsity coach Caleb Bagley joining us this evening on our post-game show. And, of course, once again, our final score, Jasper 50, Boonville 21. Wildcats with obviously a big victory tonight. When I say big, obviously in the difference-wise, I guess all you could say. But the Wildcats improved their record to 5-1, while Boonville falls to 2-4. Of course, tomorrow night the Wildcats are back in the action on Saturday evening as they will travel to Harrison County to take on the Corydon Central Panthers. We'll have that game for you on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock here on 18 WJTS. For Jason Stom and Jeremy Marcos. I'm Kerry Schneider saying good night from Boonville High School. Once again, your final score, Jasper Wildcats 58, Boonville Pioneers 21. So long, everybody.